Hey everybody, how's it going? Lane here. I hope you guys are having a great day today. If you're new to the channel, please go down below and hit the subscribe button for me as it helps your boy out. And well, let's go ahead and get started in today's episode. All right, so we're going to kick things off today by going and checking out the breeder. Um, so I did manage to get this fixed in last episode. What ended up happening was these trap doors down here for whatever reason. Well, I didn't have them placed there, and I guess because they weren't there, they didn't really have the ability to locate their bed. I guess I don't really know. I'm not even going to pretend that I understand villagers. But now that they're here, they seem to be breeding and putting wheat back down. They've got to stop that. And yeah, so I know it has been working since then. I just don't know how well it's been working. So yeah, it's time to check that out. And well, it looks like oh, we've got quite a bit happening in there. So it looks like here soon we're gonna have to start filling that out and kind of getting this whole area kind of situated. Uh yeah, that's gonna be a ton of work. But yeah, so I also kind of want to start by showing you guys something else that I've been working on. Uh, in the last episode, I went to the end and I got a bunch of shulker boxes, and yeah. So what I tend to do in my worlds is I'll get an ender chest and I'll place in a bunch of these shulker boxes and kind of organize it a little bit. I am I try to be as organized as I can, and this seems to really help, especially when I don't feel like traveling back and forth from wherever I'm building and my storage system. So yeah, I would kind of filled out this redstone box, some grass, some greenery, a little bit of wood, which I mean, this is just kind of filling the gap, I guess. We don't really have enough wood to put in there right now, and then a rocket box, a stone, deep slate, and then a planting box, which is going to be very, very useful coming soon. And then a toolbox with backup armor and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's kind of enough of that. I've got other plans for today's episode, and I think we're going to go ahead and get started on that. And what I'm thinking, oh wow, the lag. What I'm thinking is I'm going to kind of start filling out the area around my base. Wow, this lag is bad. Wow, these frames. Uh yeah, anyway, so I kind of want to start filling out the area around the base because the base itself it needs a little bit of love. We haven't added to it in a few episodes now, and I personally would love to get it done. But in order for me to do it, I need your help. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. I need your help. So without you guys, the viewers, I personally don't feel like I would even be doing this channel at all. And yeah, so to show you guys my appreciation for your support, I wanted to give you guys some kind of control over the world. Uh I've got a little bit of lore and, more buildings and stuff planned throughout the area as time goes, but I'll kind of want suggestions from you guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking. What kind of builds you'd like to see fit here, what you think would fit, what you think might not fit, and stuff like that. If you have build suggestions, stuff like that that you think would fit the aesthetic and everything, you just leave a comment, let me know. And also, lore ideas would be great. I kind of want a way to tie this area together. And yeah. All right, but with that out of the way, we can go ahead and start talking about our next build, which I do plan on doing here in just a minute. Um, yeah, I know in the last few episodes we've not really done a whole lot of building. It's all been about exploration and more grindy stuff. And I realize that's not the best content in the world, but it's stuff that needed to get done as well. So yeah. Um, but now that we've got some of that out of the way, it's time to go ahead and start kind of focusing more on the aesthetics of this place. And yeah, as I'm recording this, it is still not 1.20. That doesn't drop for another 3 days, actually. It's a Sunday and it drops on Wednesday. So yeah, but I've got some ideas planned for the jungle wood that I can get out of it, and I really like the idea of having a bunch of wood at my disposal for chests and things later on. So I figure now is the time to go ahead and start a bamboo farm, which is well, not going to be out here. It's actually going to be right over in this direction. and I plan on putting it right there, actually. Um, it's going to be quite a large little build. Quite a large little build. Uh, yeah, English is hard. Yeah, anyway, yeah, it's gonna go right here, and it's gonna take up a good little footprint of this area, but to be fair, as flat as this area is, I kind of feel like it's time to do something with it. But, yeah, so we're gonna kind of use this area, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go get some of the materials, and we're gonna get started on that today. All right, you guys, I went and collected all the materials that I needed for this build. It's gonna take quite a bit of sandstone. It pretty much took all of the sand that I had. So yeah, I got all the materials together and everything, and yeah, I guess it's time to get started. All right, and the bamboo house is finally finished. For the most part, the outside is pretty well finished. There might be one or two things I kind of add out here, but I really like what I did. I did go ahead and, as you can see, decorate the outside here, and well, I missed a patch of grass, but I can fix that later. And yeah, I went ahead and kind of put in a bunch of plants and flowers and stuff. I even added a little bit of a pond out here, which I need more mossy cobble for down there, but yeah, I'm kind of low on vines at the moment, and we still have not gone out to a lush cave, so maybe that's something we'll do soon. Um, yeah, and I kind of wanted it to look lived in and look like it has, well, look like it's being used currently. Because, I mean, I do plan on having free roaming villagers at some point, so this will actually house villagers later on down the line. But, yeah, so I kind of added these fireplaces up top to kind of make it look like it's being used. And this upper balcony here, I really like how that turned out. I've never actually done it in this style, I guess. And I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Um, Even though it's not really going to be too accessible inside of the building, but that'll be all right. So I've already kind of mapped out how I want everything to be in here. In here, I kind of want the kitchen area, and over here, I'm kind of thinking a couple of bedrooms, And here I'm thinking maybe a storage area and maybe another bedroom on the other side. I don't exactly know just yet. I'm kind of doing little rough sketches through here, and obviously these little hallways or maybe like a central bar area. I don't really know. We'll kind of figure that out. Oh, and this is my planning box. It kind of allows us to plan, well, everything. And I don't know if you just heard it or not, but the pistons just fired up, and again, they fired up top. And this is a bit ugly, but this is where sugarcane. This is where my bamboo kind of gets harvested into, and it's harvested a little bit through some of these. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be way more than I probably will ever need, but it'll be nice for future bamboo logs, which I can turn into chests and things like that. So I don't really have to waste all my precious wood and everything on the rest of it. And yeah, so up here, I need to block this off a little bit more. But up here, you can see I did basically the same redstone farm as I did for the sugarcane. And yeah, the only difference is this doesn't have to be connected to water, and this is going to be a little lossless. It's not going to be 100% drops, but again, this is probably going to give us way more than we're ever actually going to need. So I'll go with it. It'll be all right. And yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with how this area kind of turned out. I didn't expect it to turn out as good as it did. Uh, yeah, I've never really built with sandstone either, so that was very, very new to me. And well, I used a ton of sand to make this, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. My only complaint, which is something that I can change later on if it bothers me too much, is how bare this side is. Which again, I can add in a little, a couple little things here and there. But overall, I really like how this has turned out. I'm really happy with it, and well, I might have to fix that. Might have to smooth that out a little bit, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Yeah, so I guess in the meantime, while I'm waiting on 1.20 to drop, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of sit AFK in here for a little bit and go ahead and decorate all this up. So next time you guys hear from me, 1.20 should be here and this area should be looking good. All right, a couple of days have passed and we are now officially in Minecraft 1.20. Now, you might notice a little bit of a frame drop as we continue on the rest of this episode, but unfortunately that is just because Optifine has not been updated for this yet, or at least there's not a stable update for it, and the fabulously optimized pack, which is what I typically use, has also yet not been updated for it. Hopefully that'll roll out before next episode. I know they are usually pretty quick about getting them done, so yeah, if you notice any drops in frames like this, well, just act like you don't see it. So with that being said, I have spent a little bit of time over here working on the interior. I finally got most of this done. I'm not quite happy with how the kitchen turned out yet. I'm probably going to add more later on. I mean, it is a little bare. But as for the rest of the building, I actually really like how it turned out. I wanted to do a little carpet pattern here, I guess. I don't know. I really like how it looks. And just a couple little bedrooms over here along the side. And you can also hear the bamboo farm going upstairs. And over here, we've also got a little bit of a workstation area and just basically like a third master bedroom, I guess. And yeah, so I've spent a little bit of time just AFKing up here. And yeah, so I've got quite a bit of bamboo stored up here in some of these chests and stuff like that. I'm not really able to, access free cam or, do any of the zooms or anything to kind of look inside the actual farm to see how things are looking in there. But yeah, well, hopefully that gets fixed soon. But yeah, so since we've got all this bamboo and everything, I think it's time to go ahead and start kind of mapping out the area that I want to be building in today. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my shulker box with all the wool and everything for planning. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get over to that area. I'll see you guys there in a minute. All right, I am over at where I want to be building at today, and I kind of mapped out a little bit of the area that I want to be building in. I want to add a little bit of a fishing hut right here because, well, frankly, this area is a little bit lacking. There's not a whole lot going on here, and I think it's time to change that. So yeah, I kind of want to use some of the new bamboo blocks and kind of make a little bit of a fishing hut over here out of it, or at least I'm gonna attempt to, because yeah, I've never really used the bamboo before. I haven't really experimented very much with any of the pre-releases or anything like that, so I don't really know how to plan on even adding in any of the cherry blossom stuff here. And yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get started on planning out how I want this to look. I need to go and get all the materials together real quick. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in a minute. While I'm out gathering resources, I just wanted to take a moment to talk with you guys. As I said earlier in the episode, I really want to know what you guys think about the world and what kind of lore ideas or build ideas you might have for me. Any kind of suggestions, any kind of farms or anything like that that you would suggest for me. I just really want to add a bit more to the world in terms of builds and lore and stuff like that. I mean, I plan on expanding on this for quite a while anyway. But without you guys, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, and I really just want to hear from you guys. So if you have any suggestions, lore ideas, or anything like that, please let me know down below. All right, I'm back from resource collecting, and I kind of pushed the frame back just a little bit and started getting it set up. I need to get a couple more blocks together to kind of finish out the framework. But yes, I've got a couple things in mind over here, like adding in a little bit of a walkway along this side and down the front of it. And I'm kind of envisioning the doorway being like right here. And I mean, this build is actually going to be elevated up by a block or two anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to have a bit of a walkway going out here to where people can go and fish off of this dock. And yeah, trying to get this little area set up. I'd love to set loose a couple of villagers out here to kind of, roam free. Because I, really want to expand on the lore of this place. I haven't done any of that so far this season, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. But, as you guys probably seen, I got a new little friend here I found in the jungle back there when I was trying to get some more bamboo together, because apparently I did not have as much as I thought I would need. And yeah, so I have absolutely no idea what to call this little guy here. If you guys happen to have any names for him, be sure to drop it in the comments below and let me know what you guys think we should call him. Alright, I went ahead and did the front wall, just kind of trying to picture how big this whole thing is going to be. And really, this is probably going to have another story or something up top. I don't know, I feel like it's going to be pretty extra in terms of the shape of it. And yeah, I've never used the bamboo wood before. I didn't play in any of the snapshots or anything like that, so I've never actually had anything to, any experience with it. So I'm still kind of figuring this out. This build might end up not looking as good as it does in my head, but that's all right. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. So we're going to kind of figure this out, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting up the rest of these walls real quick. All right, I have to admit, it looks like a pretty bland, undetailed, flat box right now. And that's fine. We kind of have to start it somewhere, I guess. But I do already have all the walls and the windows and everything planned out for this build. And I think the next thing we're going to have to do is kind of start adding in the little pathway that's going in. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave it pretty simple and just let it be a little 2-block pathway leading on around and up to the doorway like this. And then it's going to continue on around to this side, and there's going to be a little bit of a dock right out here, just so this way our villagers have got an area to fish, and, things like that. See, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kind of start adding this in just a little bit. I don't exactly know how I plan on doing this. I think I want to line up the other beam here, and then to keep it a 2-block gap, put another one here. And then, yeah, I'm just going to keep kind of expanding this real quick. Alright, and on today's segment of Building in the Rain with Lane, I've gone ahead and kind of expanded out the little bit of a dock area. This rain is not helping my frames whatsoever. But yeah, I went ahead and expanded out the dock a little bit and kind of pushed it on around here. I'm probably going to add in some trapdoors or something here to kind of keep the villagers that I put here later on from, just going and yeeting themselves off of this this bridge here. And yeah, I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a second story right here. Just to kind of add a little bit more shape and character to the build. And yeah, so I think that's going to be what I start on now. Alright, now I've got the second story put in place. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little roof going up towards that wall. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of an awning going over that side of the building. And I'm thinking I'm going to have the roof go in this direction as well. Just trying to add a little bit more shape to this because this is a very square build. So I kind of want to just add any little curve or shape into it that I possibly can here. And yeah, I just kind of want it to be broken up a little bit, I guess. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing some deep slate and getting up there and getting to the roof. All right, you guys, I finally got the exterior done here for the most part, and I actually really like how it turns out. I mean, it still needs a little things here and there, like up there and right here, where it's kind of just a little bland, I guess. But for the most part, it's pretty well done. I decided to add in a little bit of greenery around here. I mean, you can never go wrong with adding in greenery to your builds. And yeah, so I mean, I just kind of need to add in a little path around through here. But yeah, I really like how this has turned out. And the roof, I don't know, I kept it pretty simple, but it definitely added some shape to it, I guess. And yeah, I don't know, I really like how it turned out. I also decided to add in these little shutters like this, and I really like that. I actually really like how the bamboo door looks. Though compared to the spruce trapdoors next to it, I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing. This might change later on. And yeah, so this is kind of the interior space we are working with. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the interior just yet. I'm going to kind of mess with it for a little bit and kind of try to plan it out a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, this build is getting close to being done, and I'm actually really liking it. I didn't expect to like the bamboo with the spruce as much as I did, but I mean, it's spruce. You can never go wrong with it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to the house and go to the storage area and kind of grab a little bit of decorating stuff to put on the inside and try to get the interior looking a little bit decent. So yeah. All right, I think I finally have the interior for the most part complete as well. And yeah, so I know it's supposed to be a little fishing hut, but I kind of made it into like a little fishing hut slash tavern kind of thing. So basically, the villagers, after a long day of being villagers, I guess, they can come in here and relax. And I added in these little flower pots to kind of add like little, I guess, like a little tabletop flower, I guess, if that's a thing. I don't know. I just needed to add a little bit of color to this thing. So yeah, that's what I did there, and I brought in the one fish head that I did happen to have back from the house. So that's a thing. And later on, I plan on adding in a villager back here, and I know I didn't do anything with this roof. Honestly, I kind of like the different heights of the roof myself. But anyway, at some point I plan on adding in a villager back here. And a little trick that I've learned is if you put slime blocks or honey blocks down here, I think it is. I think it's the honey blocks. You put them down here and then you can cover them with carpet, and the villager won't be able to jump over this. So I won't have to worry about him escaping if he does that. And then, I mean, they can't use these trapdoors anyway. So yeah, just have a little clerk back here, I guess, or something. I don't know. But yeah, overall, I actually really like how this turned out. And yeah, there might be some minor changes that gets added, later on down the line. But for the most part, I really like how this turned out. And yeah, so I'm just going to have to add in a little bit of a pathway here soon. But I'll kind of start planning out more builds before I go and add in the pathway because I don't exactly know what else I want out here. And I kind of want some ideas from you guys on what else to add out here as well. But there's one other thing that I've got to add in here to make this build complete, and that is the new hanging sign. This is 1.20, and we're just now getting hanging signs. Quite frankly, I have to add this in somewhere. I have a feeling I'm going to add this in into a lot of different builds that I've already done so far, just because I really love these things. So yeah, I'm going to add one right up here, and we're just going to call this place the fishing hut. And yeah, and I just got to put that on the other side. But yeah, that's well, looks like this build is complete. And with that, my friends, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to show your support by liking the video and commenting down below, letting me know what you guys enjoyed and look forward to seeing next. And subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. My name is Lane, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.